he says from his home in Leeds. There is a long exhaltation of breath on the end of the phone, halfway between a gasp and a sigh. It is a situation you should only go through once in your life. That's when you're dying. It felt like a broom handle was being pushed in my brain and my head was splitting apart. I think that it's quite a creative visual piece that's been written here. I really liked I liked the visual of my brain was splitting apart. That really gave me some emotional response to that. Other than that, I just thought it was a good. That's all I know.
I got a question for you.
Sure.
What is a lobotomy?
What is a lobotomy? A lobotomy is a procedure that was done a lot in the 1920s through 1940s. It was believed that they could make corrections on people by removal of certain areas of their brain. And it was a procedure done on a lot of people who had autism or might have had like Down syndromes or some mental illness, or might have been potentially schizophrenic. So they believed the two sides of the brains weren't working very well together in unison, and so they removed an area of the brain. I think it was the frontal cortex lobe. They would place a tool up through the patient's nose and scrape away parts of their brain.
What did it feel like, he says from his home in Leeds. There is a long exhalation of breath on the end of the phone, halfway between a gasp and a sigh. It's a situation you should only go through once in your life, and that's when you're dying. It felt like a broom handle was being pushed in my brain and my head was splitting apart. Okay, so opinion about a lobotomy. Is this describing a lobotomy? Okay, maybe it's something in your back, I'm guessing?
Okay. Here, I'll tell you. A lobotomy is a surgical procedure in which the patient is rendered unconscious through electroshock, and then an ice pick is inserted into the patient's eye, and then continued insertion until the pick hits the skull. And once the skull is broken, the pick is slushed around until the doctor assumes the bridge between the left and the right hemisphere of the brain is severed. Please read this aloud and share your opinion.
What did it feel like, he says from his home in Leeds. There is a long exhalation of breath on the end of the phone, halfway between a gasp and a sigh. It's a situation you should only go through once in your life, and that's when you're dying. It felt like a broom handle was being pushed in my brain and my head was splitting apart. That sounds awful. I would hate to be in this situation. The imagery of the broom handle being pushed in my brain, who wants to do that? Who wants to have that happen to them? I feel sympathy for this person.
Do you know what's happening to him at all? What he's remembering?
A bad experience.
Yes. He's being performed on with a lobotomy.
Oh.
Yeah. And do you know what a lobotomy is?
No, tell me.
Okay. A lobotomy is a surgical procedure in which the patient was rendered unconscious through electroshock, and then an ice pick was inserted into the patient's eye.
Oh!
Then continued insertion until the pick hit the skull. And once the skull was broken, the pick was like slushed around until the doctors assumed the bridge between the left and the right hemisphere was severed.
Why would they do that?
They actually, the reason why it was performed is in hope to cure mental illnesses such as OCD, depression, anxiety, and Parkinson's disease.
Wow.
All right, what's your opinion on this? Now that you know what a lobotomy is, would you ever surgically perform it?
No.
Okay.
Nor would I recommend this.
Do you think that the doctors who have performed the lobotomies are unethical?
Yes, unless the patient knew ahead of time that this is what they were going in to do, because I think it's their choice, but yikes.
Do you know what some side effects are after the lobotomy is performed?
Major headaches.
Yes.
Eye issues.
Yeah. Actually, major things like impaired personality, loss of empathy, and ability to function on one's own.
This is going on right now?
Actually, these were performed in the 1940s mostly.
Okay.
And now, today, we have a modern version of it.
Sounds
and we
very
don't
barbaric, like prior to 1900s.
Yeah, it's horrible.